All right, hope you guys are doing well. For my last video, I talked about how to get anything you want in life, and for today, I'm going to specifically talk about how to get money as if you're MrBeast. And first, that starts with changing your relationship. And so first off, we're gonna start with the first one. And again, it's thoughts, just like last time. So we'll go into thoughts. And so most of your thoughts are around money or negative. Rich people are selfish, millionaires are narcissists, rich people don't bring value to society, they just manipulate society. And a lot of like negative things about rich people, and usually it comes from this photo here, or kind of like the idea of that photo of the rich king. But honestly, a lot of that's not true. Obviously, there's some bad apples there, but a lot of times money does a lot of good for society, and rich people help with that. Outside influences have forced you to think like this. Usually it's the media, usually it's other things like that. But the fact of the matter is that money typically brings a lot of good with it. You can see MrBeast here. Dude's rich as hell. But what does he do with that? He provides a lot of value to society, building houses, doing all that stuff. And money allows you to travel the world. Money allows you to see your family. Money allows for awesome memories with friends. And businesses can have a positive impact on people too. And that's what businesses do. They bring positive impact. Obviously not monopolies and stuff like that, but 80% of businesses are not monopolies. Money's amazing. So for the second one, the maze. Let's talk about the maze. So the maze usually is your journey through becoming financially free. And so what you do, you'll usually be like a little mouse in the maze. You come over to the first thing that looks good, that's a job. That's how you get money. And I was here for a long time. And honestly, one of the most addicting things is a monthly salary, for real. The only problem with the job is that usually people get stuck here. They don't want to crawl out to the maze where they don't know if they can get out, right? And so they usually stick in this job. But if you're lucky, sometimes you have to force yourself to kind of crawl out through the maze. You get to be self-employed. So self-employed is awesome because you understand that you can provide value to society. You're not going through a middleman such as a boss or an employer. You are providing direct value to society, which is not the case with the job. And so you are a little bit more responsible to be self-employed, but you also have a lot more freedom, which is the main importance. It's freedom. The only problem is that with being self-employed, you only are giving your time away, and you only have a finite amount of time. And so usually you're hard capped until you make your way through the maze, and you get to a business. And so a business is where you're leveraging other people's time, but still bringing value to society directly. And so usually you're outsourcing stuff that's taking you a while, and you're basically just leveraging your time in a more useful way. And that way, you are still providing value. And usually, people also get stuck here, and they create a business, and then they pour all their time into that business, all of their time. But the main thing is that money is infinite. It's a renewable resource. There's so much money in the world. The problem is there's only a finite amount of time. So to become financially free, you have to leverage your time that you've used in the business to create more freedom and more time. That's where you become financially free. It doesn't matter as much about the money, it's your time that you value. And so that becomes by creating systems and outsourcing to the point that you don't have to run your business. It runs itself for you. And that kind of just equals out to you're bringing automatic value to society, which is cool. And so you saw that last thing. The last thing is the most vital. And it's just what we talked about, time. So let's go into it. So time. It honestly only takes about 3 to 12 months to create a business. And usually on the 3-month side, it's pretty quick actually. You just gotta pour all your time into one thing, as we talked about before. All your time into one thing on one business. And aim to generate about $3,000 to $10,000 per month. The reason why we do that is because that's enough to live, right? And if you have enough to live, then you can automize it, and then you're living for free. And so after this, you can start building systems. for that business that you've created. Automizing it so that only the absolute most necessary parts are you putting the time into. So let's say for me, I was creating highly edited YouTube videos. And these highly edited YouTube videos took about 10 to 15 hours each day. It took so long and it was so annoying. I was getting way over it. And so I was like, I either gotta stop editing them or pay someone to do it. And I stopped editing them because honestly, I've realized that me giving value face to face is a lot more beneficial to my videos rather than having these highly edited faceless videos, which you can't really connect with, and it takes me so long. So I was just like, I'm gonna put my face in them. And so that was me using the 80-20 principle, which if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend. It's gonna help you make money. And I was pouring 80% of my time into editing the videos when they only really gave me like about 20% value. Most of the value was coming from my own brain. So, and then systemize your business until your time commitment is about 4 hours to 8 hours per week. And that, the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, we'll talk about it more, but it's gonna be the game changer for creating those systems in your business and automizing it. So that's my little tutorial, I guess, on how to become Mr. Beast and change your relationship with money. If you guys have any criticism, any thoughts, just leave it in the comments. Definitely trying to get better at this, so thank you. Appreciate it.